Hello students, welcome to a new session. Today we will discuss about a new chapter, 16th group elements or oxygen family. 16th group elements. The new topic is 16th group elements, also known as oxygen family. This one also known as chalcogens. This group elements also known as chalcogens. Due to the formation of oxides, so all these group elements forms oxides. Hence, these are known as chalcogens. Also known as chalcogens. Now I am writing the electronic configuration, all those things, and the general properties. Element, atomic number, electronic configuration. The first element is oxygen, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, polonium. Oxygen, atomic number 8, sulfur 16, selenium 34, tellurium 52, polonium 84. So these are the atomic numbers. Next, what about the electronic configurations? While going to electronic configuration, just write down the inert gases like this. General electronic configuration of these 16th group elements are NH2, NP4. General electronic configurations are NH2, NP4. So these are the general electronic configurations NH2, NP4. Here the N equal to period number. N become equal to period number. So substitute the oxygen belongs to second period, sulfur third period, selenium fourth period, tellurium fifth period, polonium is sixth period. So oxygen is second period. So instead of N, substitute 2S2, 2P, sulfur third period, 3S2, 3P4, selenium fourth period. From fourth period onwards, D block elements begins. From fourth period onwards, D block elements begins. In case of D block elements, electrons enters into N minus 1 shell. N minus 1 means N is period number. Fourth period, 4 minus 1, 3. 3D10, 4S2, 4P4. Fifth period, 4D10, 5S2, 5B4. Sixth period, from sixth period onwards, F block elements begins. So F block elements, the electron enters into N minus 2 shell. N is 6. N minus 2 means 6 minus 2, 4. 4M14. 5D10, 6S2, 6P4. These are the electronic configuration. Just to verify whether you written the correct one or not. Like this, the electronic configurations you can remember or write down this electronic configuration like this easily. Helium atomic number is 2, neon 10, argon 18, krypton 36, xenon 54. So here 2 already is there. 2, 4 plus 4, 8, 10, 14, 16, 18, 20, 30, 34, 36, 46, 48, 50, 54, 64, 78, 80, 80. So these are the electronic configurations of 16th group elements or 6th group elements are also known as oxygen family elements are also known as chalcogens. Why they are called chalcogens? Because these elements are available in the form of the oxides. Next look at the properties of these elements. What happens to atomic size, what happens to density, electronegativity, electron affinity, all those things. So before going to these physical properties, we will first discuss with the occurrence and the minerals. Occurrence in earth crust. Oxygen available nearly 46.6%. In earth crust, oxygen available nearly 46.6%. In atmospheric heat, oxygen is nearly 21%. So in earth crust, oxygen available nearly 46.6%. In atmospheric heat, oxygen is nearly 21%. Oxygen is the most abundant element in earth crust. In earth crust, this oxygen is available in the form of its oxides. In earth crust, oxygen is available in the form of the oxides. These elements, all these elements forms the ores. These ores are in the form of their oxides or in the form of their sulfides. Hence, these elements are called as chalcogens. So, most abundant element in earth crust is oxygen. It is available in the form of the oxides. It is nearly 46.6% by weight. And in atmospheric heat, it is nearly 21% by volume. What about sulfur? Sulfur is available in the form of the sulfates and sulfides. Sulfur available in the form of sulfates and sulfides. So what are these sulfates? gypsum. Gypsum formula is CaSO4 2H2. Epsom salt. Its formula is MgSO4 7H2O. Barite BaSO4. Sulfide ores of these elements: zinc black, zinc sulfide, galena, mercury sulfide, lead sulfide. These are the sulfide ores. So sulfur is available in the form of the sulfates. These are the sulfates, and in the form of sulfides. These are the sulfides. Next, iron pyrites and copper pyrites. We write copper pyrites. Formula is CuFeS2. So these are the sulfide: zinc blende, galena, copper pyrites, and iron pyrites. All these are the sulfide ores. These are the sulfate ores. Gypsum, epsom, and pyrites are the sulfate ores. Zinc blende, galena, and copper pyrites, iron pyrites are the sulfide ores. Sulfur is available in either sulfates or sulfides. To look at the physical properties of these elements. What happens to atomic size? All those things. First one is atomic size or atomic radii. From oxygen to polonium, atomic radii increases. From oxygen to polonium, atomic radii increases. Density also increases from oxygen to polonium. Next, electronegativity. Generally, what happens from top to bottom? Electronegativity decreases. Electronegativity decreases from top to bottom. Here the same trend is also observed, but a slight variation is there. Electronegativity of oxygen is greater than selenium. After that, sulfur, tellurium, and polonium. So oxygen electronegativity is more than selenium. Selenium electronegativity is greater than sulfur. Sulfur electronegativity is greater than tellurium. Tellurium electronegativity is greater than polonium. Next, electron gain enthalpy. This one follows this order: sulfur greater than selenium, tellurium, polonium. Next one is oxygen. So electron being in the guard is sulfur greater than, selenium greater than, tellurium greater than, polonium greater than oxygen. So actually what happens to the electron gain enthalpy in a group from top to bottom? So in a group from top to bottom, as atomic size increases, electron gain enthalpy decreases. But third period elements have more electron gain enthalpy than second period elements. We already discussed about this thing in periodic table also. In periodic table what we discussed, electron affinity of electron gain enthalpy, electron affinity of fluorine is less than chlorine. Electron affinity of fluorine is less than chlorine. In a similar same trend can also be observed in case of other things also. Means third period elements electron affinity is greater than second period elements. So how you are going to explain this one? Electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity of oxygen less than sulfur. What? Number one, due to small atomic size of oxygen, due to small atomic size of oxygen. Number two, inter-electronic repulsions between already present electrons and new incoming electrons. So this is the reason. Due to small atomic size of oxygen and inter-electronic repulsions between already present electrons and new incoming electrons. So electron affinity of oxygen is less than sulfur because inter-electronic repulsions are more in case of oxygen. So it is not going to accept the electrons that much of easily. Next, what about the melting points and boiling points? Let's look at the melting point. Melting point of oxygen is less than sulfur. Sulfur less than selenium. Selenium less than polonium. Highest melting point is for tellurium. Highest melting point is for tellurium. Similarly, look at the boiling points. Oxygen less than, sulfur less than, selenium less than, polonium less than tellurium. These are the melting and boiling points. You have to remember a small point here. The melting point and boiling point difference. The melting point and boiling point difference between oxygen and sulfur is very high. The melting point and boiling point difference between oxygen and sulfur is very high. Melting points and boiling point differences between oxygen and sulfur is very high. This is due to atomicity of oxygen is 2. It is a diatomic molecule, but the sulfur atomic size is sulfur atomicity is 8. So melting points and boiling points, MP and P. Of oxygen and sulfur, very much due to their atomicity. Oxygen is diatomic, sulfur is octatomic. So this is some of the physical properties of these 16th group elements. What are those properties? Atomic size increases from oxygen to polonium. Density also increases from oxygen to polonium. Electron negativity. Electron as the size increases, electron negativity decreases. As the size of the atom increases, electron negativity decreases. So highest electronegative element is oxygen. After that, this place is occupied by sulfur, but the selenium electronegativity is somewhat smaller, somewhat higher than selenium. There is not much difference is there between sulfur and selenium electronegativities. When numbers are seen, selenium electronegativity is somewhat greater than sulfur. So oxygen greater than selenium greater than sulfur. After that, tellurium. After that, polonium. Next, electron gain enthalpy. So electron gain enthalpy generally what happens as size increases, electron gain enthalpy decreases. As size increases, electron gain enthalpy decreases. But due to very small atomic size of oxygen and due to interelectronic repulsions, due to very small atomic size of oxygen and interelectronic repulsions, this oxygen electronegativity is somewhat less than sulfur. Electronegativity of oxygen is less than sulfur. The reason is due to small atomic size of oxygen and interelectronic repulsions between already present electrons and newly incoming electrons. This is the reason. Next, look at the melting points and boiling points. So the melting points order is oxygen less than, sulfur less than, selenium less than, polonium less than, tellurium. As usually, as atomic size increases from oxygen to polonium, atomic size increases. When atomic size increases, van der Waals forces of attraction also increases. When van der Waals forces of attraction increases, melting points increases, boiling points also increases. The trend is seen up to selenium. Oxygen melting point is less than sulfur, sulfur less than selenium. After that, which one you can expect? Tellurium. But polonium has less melting point than tellurium. Boiling points. Two boiling points of oxygen, sulfur, selenium, polonium. This is the order of oxygen less than sulfur, less than selenium, less than polonium, less than tellurium. So look at these two things, melting points and the boiling point, the difference between these two things. Oxygen is a gas, sulfur is a solid. due to that one, and due to the atomicity difference, oxygen is diatomic, sulfur is orthoatomic. The melting and boiling points of these two elements differs very much. Melting points and boiling points of these two elements is very much differs. Atomicity also differs very much. Oxygen is diatomic, sulfur is orthoatomic. Okay, another property is there, and that one is ionization potential. Ionization potential. As size increases, what happens to ionization potential? It decreases. From oxygen to polonium, ionization potential decreases. So these are the physical properties of this 16th group elements. Go for the other properties. Oxygen and sulfur, these two are non-metals. Selenium, tellurium, metal oils. Polonium is a metal. Polonium is a radioactive metal. This polonium half-life period is polonium T half is 30.8 days. So its half-life period is 30.8 days. That means to convert half of the, suppose if you take 1 kg of polonium, to convert that polonium into half kg of polonium, you require only 13.8 days of time. Next. Oxygen is a gas. Remaining elements all are solids. Remaining elements solids. Oxygen is a gas. All the remaining elements are solids. Let's look at the atomicity. Look at the atomicity. Oxygen diatomic, sulfur, selenium, tellurium, these are octaatomic. Polonium is a monoatomic. Octaatomic means 8 atoms will form the molecules. You can write like this. Oxygen is generally diatomic. Okay. Next property is catenation. Next property is catenation. In the 16th group elements, sulfur exhibit highest catenation property. Sulfur exhibit highest catenation property. Oxygen catenation ability is 2, and that one is shown in hydrogen peroxide. Sulfur shows highest catenation ability. Oxygen catenation ability is 2 in H2 O2. So while moving from top to bottom, catenation ability further decreases. Highest catenation ability is shown by this sulfur. Next, we look at some structures of this octaatomic molecules. Then this sulfur, selenium, tellurium are octaatomic, means they forms a molecule by the combination of 8 atoms. When sulfur is in octaatomic molecular form, it has the crown shape. Say it has 2 forms. So sulfur, right? Sulfur can shows 2 atomicities. One is S8 form, another one is S6 form. In S8 form, it have crown shape. Upward ring structure. In hexaatomic molecule, this sulfur has either in chain form or in boat form. As a hexaatomic molecule, sulfur is in chain form or in a boat form. As a octaatomic molecule, sulfur is in crown shape. So what is this crown shape of this sulfur? This is the sulfur crown shape. Chain form of this sulfur. This is the chain form of sulfur. And this is the boat form of sulfur. So sulfur, 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 sulfur. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In boat form. This is the S6 form. So this is about atomicity and then shapes of this sulfur. The next topic is allotropy. So what is meant by allotropy? Existence of an element. Existence of an element in more than one physical form. So existence of an element in more than one physical form is known as allotropy. These 16th group elements exhibit allotropy. The first element is oxygen. Oxygen have two allotropic forms. Have two allotropic forms. Number one is O2, number two is O3. O2 is diatomic, paramagnetic. Paramagnetism is explained by molecular orbit theory. Oxygen, you know this one. In first year in chemical bonding, you written the oxygen molecular orbital electronic configuration. In pi star molecular orbital, you see unpaired electrons. In pi star molecular orbital, you see the unpaired electron. So oxygen is paramagnetic. But when valence bond theory is applied, you can see this oxygen have diamagnetic nature. But experimental data shows its paramagnetism. This paramagnetism of this oxygen is explained by molecular orbital theory. Next, O3. It is triatomic, diamagnetic. So what is allotropy? Existence of an element in more than one physical forms is known as the allotropy. All these elements except tellurium exhibit allotropy. All the elements exhibit the allotropy except tellurium. The first element is oxygen. It has two allotropic forms, O2 and O3. Oxygen is diatomic. It is paramagnetic in nature. O3 is triatomic and it is diamagnetic in nature. Next element is sulfur. Sulfur have number of allotropic forms. Number one, alpha sulfur, also known as rhombic sulfur. Number two, beta sulfur. Also known as monoclinic sulfur or prismatic sulfur. You take this one as prismatic sulfur. this one called as monoclinic sulfur. Another one is gamma sulfur. This one is in monoclinic form. Next one, sulfur. This alpha sulfur, beta, gamma sulfurs are in S8 form. Si sulfur are in S6 form. Alpha, beta, gamma sulfurs are octahedral shape, octaatomic. Sulfur is hexaatomic. Next, plastic sulfur. So in plastic sulfur, sulfur forms an polymeric chain. In plastic sulfur, the atomicity of sulfur differs. The atomicity of sulfur differs. We can see 3 sulfur having chain, 4 sulfur having chain, 6 sulfur having chain. Like that, the sulfur atoms differ in plastic sulfur. Next, the next element is selenium. Selenium has 6 allowed forms. 6 allotropic forms. Three red non-metallic forms. One red amorphous form. Two gray metallic forms. So these are the allotropic forms of selenium. 3 red non-metallic forms, 1 red amorphous form, 2 gray metallic form. Tellurium. This tellurium has only, this one does not show allotropy. It has only one crystalline form, and that one is isomorphous with gray form of selenium. Tellurium crystalline form is isomorphous with gray form of selenium. It is isomorphous with the gray form of selenium. And the last one is polonium. Polonium have 2 allotropic forms, alpha form and beta form. So this is about allotropic. Selenium have 6 allotropic forms. 3 are red non-metallic, 1 is red amorphous form, 2 are gray metallic forms. Tellurium does not have any allotropic form, but tellurium is available in the crystalline form, and that crystalline form is isomorphous with gray form of selenium. So this gray form is metallic form. So tellurium shows most metallic properties, even though it is showing metalloid properties. It is a metalloid. It shows more amount of metallic properties. And polonium have two allotropic forms, alpha form and beta form. So this is about allotropic. So it is enough for this session. We will meet on next session. Thank you.